Sam the Cooking Guy, and you're listening to the BBQ Central Show. Some call him a fool, some even call him a douchebag. But I say Greg Rempe is the greatest thing to happen to barbecue since cavemen.
Happy to have you aboard here for the really big barbecue show.
Boing. We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to. Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle.
Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude!
Succulent fish! What?
He ate 54 wieners.
But listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
And just like that, we are into the second hour. Welcome aboard. The BBQ Central Show. Still to come on this show this evening, Sam the Cooking Guy in about 14 minutes. You can follow me socially at BBQ Central Show on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, /BBQ Central Show on Facebook and Twitch for videos, /RD Rempe on YouTube for videos. They're also archived, so if you're not giving them live now and you're hearing about this on some kind of a podcast or word of mouth, they're all there. You can go back and watch them after the fact. Most people listen to audio, but you can watch if you want. I don't care for watching it myself. Also, this Friday, there will be a best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. And don't forget, if you want to hear a guest or a segment that you've already heard on the show, send John an email, jon@thebbqcentralshow.com, and he will do his best to meet your expectation for a best of show, all for your phone. Maybe he'll even do long distance dedication. Who knows? All right. I'm ready. You're ready. Last week, we had month 2 of the American Idol BBQ Central Show edition, where you saw myself, you saw Rusty Monson from Utah, and John Solberg from Michigan, and returning champ Jeff Reiser from Wisconsin battle it out. We sang our hearts out, GD. We sure did, for your entertainment, and your entertainment alone. And then voting took place over the course of the week. Yes. And, believe it or not, coming in first, and might I say, running away with it, the embedded correspondent from Michigan, John Solberg, firmly in first place. Things that perhaps you never thought you would hear as it relates to the BBQ Central Show's American Idol edition. John Solberg firmly in first place. Second place, also getting some first place votes, way more than last month, your humble host, Greg Rempe. So John and I are in to the semifinals, I guess is what it would be. How do I want to do this? You know what I should have done? I should have had the bottom 2 on and then revealed like they do on a real TV show. That's why this isn't a really good show. This is just an okay show. An average production. We strive for average. Moments of brilliance followed by sustained mediocrity. That's my work-life mantra as well. So, without further ado, and as I'm racing through my screens here, we welcome in who we will be booting off this week. Who is it? Oh, no, it's Rusty. Hey, Rusty.
Hey, Greg.
Well, Rusty, I'm the bearer of bad news. And the fact that you are now joining Doug in what I call the guest expert judging panel to be joined by my 3 very sharp-tongued daughters who have no problem carving us up month after month. But as you heard me reveal the order, which, by the way, since I didn't say who was finishing third, obviously since we have you on, Reiser finished third, but as you're hearing the results run in and you're a fan of the show. You probably listened to the first American Idol last year. Your thoughts on how the voting went and your performance in general. By the way, Anthony Lejean says, "You suck, Rusty." God, that guy's brutal himself. He gets a new watch and he thinks he's all tough S.
Well, just like Anthony, everyone else that listens to the show needs their music spoon-fed to them because Nickelback is the worst band of all times. And I love John dearly. He's a good friend of mine, but man, did he really didn't do well with that song. And he took first with a bullet?
With a bullet.
Is that what he just said? Oh, my God.
I would use the phrase, John was running away with it, Rusty.
I should have acted like I got my arm amputated or something, and I would have got more sympathy votes, I guess. I guess that's the strat. Just so you know, anyone else doing this?
So can we make this argument? I'm not here to defend John by any stretch of the imagination, but I love to be the contrarian, of course. But can we make the argument or draw a live fire analogy in this way? You're really dumping on one of my most favorite bands, Nickelback. So we can agree to disagree on that. Then you're also really dumping on John for singing a bad version of a bad band song. Yeah. But I'm going to make this argument. Would you go to a barbecue competition and decide that Friday you're going to throw your winning recipe out from last weekend in order to try something brand spanking new like bananas and blow?
I have to stick to who I am. You know, I'm not going to go cook camel, you know, like, you know, Malcolm said. I'm going to cook a steak or something I know, you know, that I love and I feel good about. It's part of my American individualism, and people don't understand that. They don't understand what music is. And I had to do what I felt comfortable with, and I didn't sell out. And I'm fine with that. But I will tell you, man, I got to say something. It's kind of cool because I didn't think I could sing even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And so this was actually a kind of a cool thing to like say, you know, I didn't suck.
No.
You know, I wasn't great. But I mean, I was like, I could listen to myself singing. So you know what? A lot of good came from this. I will say that I am rooting for John 100%. I also just kind of would say as Jeff Reister, I think he got screwed. I think he did a fabulous job with that Jerry Reed song. And you're a good singer, Greg. You are.
I'm not.
So I feel like you actually do have a pretty decent voice. I mean, considering, you know, we're not going to really see you sing. You're not getting any contracts, but you know, you can get up and do a karaoke song and do okay, you know, in a bar. So, you know, I think it's yours to lose. And I hope John's a dark horse. And I think if he continues to get the sympathy votes, he should win it and he deserves it.
So are we saying, and by we, I mean you, are you saying that John is getting sympathy votes and that's what's carrying the day, and it's not that he is in a good song choice niche right now? He's hitting all the right wheelhouses. Certainly, I think John will be the first to admit that he's not a great singer. I think he said it many times that there's no range, and what he's giving us is his perhaps outer limit. Now, maybe he's sandbagging a little bit for this coming month, where he's really going to stretch it out a little bit, but not like blow it out to where it's A or F, but just enough to get into the middle of the voting. So it's him and whoever, me or Jeff in the finals, and then he could really press the buttons and go for it. Do you think that there's a long game strategy here? Or do you think he's just merely getting by on like some kind of a sympathy vote because he got his arm lopped off or something?
No, because I think he did really good this first time around.
Yes.
Like the first round, that was a legit song. He did very well with it. I think he made a poor choice on the second one, but I think if he really gets a good song again, like he did the first time, he could really do I think he could do it. He you know, his voice he has a decent voice. I mean, for what he does, he just got to find the song. And you're right. It's song selection. I knew that. I had people tell me to do Journey. I can't, you know, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, but John did what he had to do and it worked. And that's,
I feel like you can't swallow this artistry thing that you have going, but this is a competition. This isn't you imposing your will and you're going to win. Imposing your will in this kind of a show means you get voted out the second month.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sang better and I lost in a singing competition. So you tell me.
I feel personally, and what do I know? If you would have done something a little more mainstream with your voice, and by the way, as I had messaged you offline, I went back and listened to that Ween song, and you nailed it. The problem is you and 3 other people are the only ones that have ever heard that song. And I'm a Ween fan. I think you do Baby Bitch, you might get 30 votes because 30 people might have heard of that, me being one of them. But I think Bananas and Below is a very hyper niche song. I like the words. It's funny. I get it. But I'm afraid that you wanted to sleep at night, Rusty. You didn't want to win. Is that correct in saying that?
In all reality, I had a really crazy couple weeks. And my mother records a podcast right where I am, and I had 15 minutes to lay that thing down. That was done in exactly 2 takes. So, and I had to come up with the song very quickly because it was like record. So that's not an excuse. I'm glad I picked the song. I'm glad everything worked out. But I really would have tried a little bit harder. I think if I had enough time to really, because I was cruising around playing songs, listening to songs. Oh, this one, writing them down, and then all of a sudden, just like I did, in some barbecue competitions, you just change it last minute, and that's what happens. You lose. You have to focus. You have to get the song right, and you have to take the time to get it right and pick the right song, and that's how you win. I did none of those things. I deserve it, and I hope John wins. I really do.
All right, so Rusty is putting all of his $200 special dollars behind John to take the crown, or at least he's crossing his fingers that way. You will be here in a couple weeks' time as you're sitting in the guest judging panel along with Doug Scheiding and my daughter, so we'll see what happens. Next season, if there is a next season, I'm thinking about tinkering with the format a little bit and doing, like the first round will be whatever you want, but then going forward, we're going to have theme months, like 80s month, rap month, country month, something along these lines. You think that is that like ready to take it to the next level for more popularity, you think?
I like it because it makes everyone, kind of stick to the same kind of genre a little bit, and kind of, we're not so far away from each other. We're more condensed into one kind of stylistic, music. So I think that'd be great.
All right. BBQ Central Show, American Idol, always an ever evolving project. And we are being joined by Rusty Monson from the great city of Utah, who has been summarily removed from the show on votes only, number 1 in our hearts, of course. So, Rusty, always appreciate the time, and thank you for coming on.
Go, John.
Go, John. He said it. Yeah, man, Rusty taking it like a man, and certainly no doubt about that. But it's artistry, or do you want to win? Rusty wants to sleep at night. So you know what happens? You go home on the second month. Maybe we'll get Sam the Cooking Guy's thoughts on that as we lead into his segment. Let me talk to you quickly about Cosmos Q, based out of Oklahoma. Cosmos Q has been providing both backyard and competition cooks world championship level rubs, sauces, injection soaks, and brines. Their exclusive wing dust is available on the market as well. Best of all the products made right here in the States with all natural ingredients. Cosmos Q continue to break new grounds in the rub, seasoning, sauces, and injection world. The results not only proven in the competition trail year after year, but also proven in backyards as well, like mine. And more backyard warriors are looking to take that barbecue game to the next level. No better or easier way to do that than by picking world championship quality rubs, sauces, injections, and marinades. That's exactly what Cosmos Q brings to the table. Not only is the barbecue game covered, so is the grilling game. He has world titles under his belt. Now you want to save money. All right. Go to cosmosq.com. That's Cosmos with a K, the letter Q.com. And as you check out, promo code SPRINGBBQ10. That's SPRINGBBQ10. You can get 10% off your entire order, whether it's the injections or the rubs, or you want to buy a whole friggin' pack of stuff. Stock up now. Here in Cleveland, winter's coming, everybody. It's months away, believe it or not. Again, that's Cosmos with a K, the letter Q.com, and the code SPRINGBBQ10, although summer is just starting. So hurry up and get those codes in. you can save, and you're off and running. We're back with Sam the Cooking Guy right after this. Stick around, be right back.
You're listening to the #1 most downloaded barbecue and grilling podcast anywhere. The BBQ Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the BBQ Central Show.
This portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet. Currently available in 2 sizes with a host of accessories. Whether you're beginner or professional, definitely cooker you want to add to the arsenal. Visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them the BBQ Central Show sent you. As I had mentioned, top of the show, they will be on next week. The Pit Barrel Cooker. It's either going to be Amber or Noah. I haven't heard back from them, so I suppose there's also a chance it's neither of them. Then I'd be doing an interview with somebody at Pit Barrel that I don't know anything about. That would be awkward. I'm hoping it's one or the two. Hey, my next guest you can find on YouTube. 2.87 million of you are subscribing to him as of earlier today. He is a BBQ Central Show guest Hall of Fame'er. We race to the hotline and welcome in the other first Tuesday of the month regular guest, Sam the Cooking Guy. Hey, Sam.
What's up, Greg? How are you?
I am absolutely fabulous, and I'm ready.
Please tell me this sounds okay.
You sound great. I would have said, immediately, like, oh God, disconnect. No. I've learned this. Something's off right off the bat. I think what fixes it here in my environment is disconnecting out of it and then reconnecting. Had a little issue with Malcolm at the top. He disconnected completely, and he came back in with the link. Everything was fixed. So I think I've become a lot less nervous in the service when something isn't happening the right way. As long as you can hear me, then maybe I should add that to the guest flyer too. Like if for some reason you can't hear me or I say I can't hear you, just disconnect and reconnect.
Come back in.
Just make it. Yeah.
Yeah. You've learned a lot.
I have.
I don't know that people appreciate the detailed level of work that you put into this. I really don't think they do. I'm on far too many. Well, I'm not on, but I see far too many podcasts that they think just that they're there and talking. That's all that matters. And look, I know I'm preaching to the choir with you, but I want your listeners to understand how important the audio side of this is. It's second to content. It's everything. And at times, I would prefer not to listen to the content if the audio sucked.
Yes.
And you are anal to the 10th power in the best way possible. You really are. And I don't know how people don't get it. I told you I did this thing with a couple local San Diego reporters. They've started their own podcast. And they had the headset thing on. And they sounded like they were talking inside of a toilet. And I did not want to tell them. But when we started the podcast, and 3 times in the first couple of minutes, they went, oh my God, you sound so good. That tells me that A, nobody else that came before me sounded good because nobody had a decent mic because they didn't have a Greg Rempe in their lives telling them they needed a decent mic. And they've been listening to themselves and they don't sound good themselves. So listeners of the BBQ Central podcast, take note. The quality here that I'm pretty certain most of you take for granted, and that's okay because we've come to expect excellence in the media world.
Yes.
It's really a high level here. It really is. Compared to some of the other stuff that you listen to, it will not sound like this. There you go.
My goal, because 99% of people listen to the audio only portion of the show, not the video. Although, depending on who's in or who's promoting, whatever, you could get 5,000, 10,000 views here by the time the Facebook and YouTube show end. But outside of that, I want people to feel like if they didn't hear me say anything about a remote or where you're located, that their mind is telling them that Greg and Sam are in the same room. That's the goal for every guest. It doesn't always happen. There's room noise. There's other stuff that I'm just not going to sit there and go nuts over. But I would like the facade of the mind to say, I think these two guys are in the same room.
And that's the best thing possible.
Yes.
It really is. And you work very hard for that. Speaking of guests that are not in the same room as you and people listening 99% of the time, I've never seen Rusty before.
You just saw him.
Does not look like he sounds at all.
That guy doesn't look like he sounds?
Does not look like he sounds at all.
What did you expect him to look like? I'm just wondering. That's fascinating.
I'm going to put it in a way that my wife would understand. She would say, referring to how somebody looks, if she was trying to describe somebody to me, she goes, he looks like a man. I don't put myself in that category. Kelly doesn't put me in that category. She's talking about like a serious, like Mad Men kind of suit tie kind of thing.
Man.
Rusty, to me, sounds like an adult. Clearly, he doesn't look like an adult. He looks like a kid, which is fucking fantastic. Theater of the mind. I love this. This is the best thing ever.
That's the best. That's why I would rather do the show without any video, because you can decide what Sam looks like, and you can decide what Rusty looks like, and John and Doug and Malcolm and everybody else. Nevertheless, how's the new place?
By the way, it's great. Well, I need some pictures. I don't have any pictures here. You can see where I'm pointing behind me.
How fun is moving?
It's the fucking worst thing ever.
Yes.
When we moved to our last house, I said, the next time I leave this place, I will be in a box.
Oh.
And this is the second move since then. Never say never, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Ever. Ever.
Anything good for Memorial Day eats, or was it just a lot of house setup and stuff like that?
Yeah, we didn't really do a whole lot for Memorial Day. Kelly's aunt and uncle came over. We had some charcuterie, some meat and cheese, and some desserts and stuff like that. It was very chill, very casual. They're from Canada. They're in town for a little bit. They came to see the new place before they went back to the old country.
I didn't think you could. The old country, Canada.
That's what we call it.
It
is my old country.
Are they allowed to come over the border? I thought Canada was closed down.
No. They can come. But when they go back, even though they're citizens, even though they have a home, they will be forced to quarantine for 2 weeks at their house. In addition to having to do some tests along the way, as they get across the border and stuff. They'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And in that 2 week period, there will not just be some regular phone calls from the government, the RCMP, checking in on them. But there's an 80% chance that there will be a knock at the door.
Wow.
And it will be a government person saying, I'd like to see this person and this person, to make sure that they're there.
Where would they be?
Canada has not had a good COVID. I mean, nobody's had a good COVID. I don't mean to make light of it, but Canada does not have any pharmaceutical manufacturing.
Yeah.
So they've been at the mercy of everybody that does have it and buying it in. My 86-year-old mother-in-law got her first shot about a month ago, and they told her second shot would be 4 months later.
4 months?
Because they just didn't have it.
Oh.
So now she's now gotten it, and it was about a month and 2 weeks or something, 6 weeks, I think. But it's been a problem, and the mentality was, rather than give you one shot and then a month later give you another shot for this much of the population, let's give a much bigger slice of the pie, one shot each.
Mm-hmm.
At least they'll have 60%, 70% coverage.
Right.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my family Kelly's family has a restaurant up there. they've been shut completely for the last month and a half.
Wow.
They just got to open up. So they're getting there, but it's tough. It's still shitty in a lot of places, you know?
It is. Sam, the Cooking Guy, joining us, explaining how shitty it is in other places. TheCookingGuy.com is website. Canada's one of them.
Taken out of context, that's a very bad thing.
That's right. Hey, I don't know if you knew it or not, but the official grilling season is now underway as of, yesterday's holiday. I don't necessarily think, personally, that Memorial Day is like a holiday, like the 4th of July or Labor Day. I think there is certainly a heavy dose of solemnness and reverence that should be paid on Memorial Day because, a lot of this is for remembering those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Certainly there's been veterans that have done their share of fighting and were lucky enough to get out of whatever situation they were in with their lives. We would want to wish them happy Veterans Day, whatever that looks like. But, it's always a weird one for me. And then it's synonymous with kicking off this grilling season, which, of course, you don't have a season because you live in a great weather environment pretty much all year round. But a lot of people are taking the grill covers off and buying their first pounds of propane and bags of charcoal. So I say, I ask you this. 2 or 3 items that you're telling people now that they have to have if they don't already have it, or that will help them step up their grilling game fairly quickly.
And you're not talking food. You're talking about like
implements.
Equipment?
Yes.
Implements?
Sure.
Fuck.
Food's easy enough,
what do you need?
right?
I mean, come on.
What
I
do you
can
need?
tell you what you don't need. You don't need that 007 James Bond aluminum suitcase that's this big with
from Brookstone
18-inch long fucking tongs that can't pick up anything because they lose their agility because they're so damn long. And you don't need a fork. Forget the fork. Who decided to put an effing fork? You shouldn't be stabbing anything. Stabbing is bad. That's my next t-shirt. Stabbing your meat is bad.
I like stabbing is bad because that can really play to a number of different societal ills.
I mean, like you need a good pair, like a 12-inch locking tongs.
Yeah, XOXO or whatever.
I don't know whoever makes them. Whatever. I've got some. We're working on our own pair, but
are you? You're turning into quite the outfitter.
Stop it. No, I'm not.
Knives?
Not really.
Full complement of
we got
knives. There might be a new knife coming out from what I'm hearing on YouTube. You have cast iron coming out on YouTube.
One cast iron pan.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you can't. So adding my face to it doesn't make it more. It doesn't make it like 3 products. My face is on everything, including.
But you have
my pop socket.
Oh, look at you got Sam the Cooking Guy pop socket, so it goes on your device.
Shop.stcg.com.
Right.
Was a new merch store just came up today.
$47.99 per pop socket, and then you have
not 47. No, that's not true at all.
It should be
not even close.
But you have you. I mean, you're. Look, I'm not making you out to be the next Sir Latab, but I'm saying you have a number of products that will help people be better cooks. I got my mom that Nakiri knife for Mother's Day. She probably cut off 2 fingers. That thing is really sharp.
There's a little card that's
She mentioned that.
I don't know what it says. There's a little card that says, be careful, blah blah blah, enjoy the knife, don't put it in the dishwasher, and be careful because it's very sharp. It's very sharp.
Yes.
I've received no less than 5 or 6 pictures of bloody fingers that people have cut themselves. I said, did I not say it was sharp?
You can see it on the videos. You've cut yourself on your own knives on your own videos. If that's not proof enough, just like a quick nick of the heel and boom.
But that's not necessarily because they're so sharp, though they are. It's because I'm stupid and I rush. And there's no reason for me to rush. We shoot on video. We don't shoot on film that then needs to be processed
Right.
and is a much more complicated, expensive proposition. No, we shoot on. Just put another card in, Max, and you're fine.
Yeah. Have you ever had any A5 steak?
Oh, dude, please. Yes.
Yeah? What'd you think?
I thought it was ridiculous. It is if you have not had it. I think one of the greatest bites of steak you will ever have. We've used it a couple of times. And what you did with it the other day was about as perfect a job. And I'm not saying this because I'm on your show with you now. I said this to you in private. And by the way, saying that I said this to you in private makes it sound like we were cuddling.
I know.
On a big couch under a blanket or something. We weren't.
Oh, it was a long way to go.
You made a gorgeous.
Look at that thing.
Look at that. And for those of you, and there will be people that are watching right now that say it's too rare.
Too rare?
But there are people watching that. Look, every time I post a picture of a cooked steak, there's a huge part of the audience that says, "Oh, it's still mooing, it's bleeding, it's not done enough." But it is a crime, and you should have to go to meat jail if you overcook a piece of A5 Wagyu so that it looks gray. You slice that thin, you take a bite, it literally melts in your mouth. Yeah. You almost don't need to chew.
Malcolm Reed
I'm
said
getting
it
a little
was,
excited just looking at that.
Malcolm Reed said it was meat butter. You think that's a good explanation?
It's meat butter. I think that's a great description for it. And if you've never had it, yes, it's expensive.
Yes,
I say you get a few of you, buy it, cook it properly.
Yep.
Don't F it up, and taste it. And you need good salt, some pepper, and really nothing else. It just is by itself tremendous.
Yes, it's an steak experience. I would not encourage anybody to sit there and eat a whole steak of it. Not only would it be a tremendous waste, I think it was, as the guy who sold it to me said, you perhaps might find yourself unwittingly dosing yourself and not having any control over it. It's so rich, it would grease you up.
Look, I know you said in our text exchange, 2 slices was really
2 to 3 was that was satiating.
So I
enough.
think I'm more in the category of 2 to 10. I like it so much, and I mean, the last time I had it was probably a year ago. But if I'm going to get that, if I'm going to cook it perfectly, if it's going to be in front of me, F it. I'm going to eat a bunch.
You're going to eat it.
I don't care how
You're going
rich
for
it is.
Who cares?
And damn to hell whatever happens to me after the fact. I'm fine.
A good red wine would help cut the fat a little bit too with your bites if you're into that. I think that would help out. That might extend you out to double the amount.
That might, yeah. Oh no, it's a good thing. Look, it's a tremendous thing. Yeah. It really is. I think everybody should try it once for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you said,
and just let me say this for people that go. Wait, let me just say this for people that go to the supermarket.
Oh,
because ground beef that is Wagyu or Kobe is popular these days.
Yeah,
it is not the same as what you just showed us.
No.
So don't fall under any misconception that we're talking about Wagyu. You see some ground Wagyu, it is not the same thing. You need that piece. You need ribeye.
Yeah,
Forget the New York.
And if you don't know where to get it, just call my guy up in Pensacola, Kevin Green, over at the butcher shop. Tell him you want the A5 that you sent to Rempe. And I paid.
Kevin's
for it.
Amazing. Kevin's a great guy, and his stuff is great.
He's got it all. And he'll hook you up.
He doesn't have one. He doesn't. Wait. He doesn't have one thing. What is that?
He doesn't have a website.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, he's, I would like to say he's working on that, but he's not. He just doesn't have
Apparently,
a website.
Kevin's still living in 1979.
You just call him and say what you want. Somehow he conjures it up. He's like a witch of meat. And soon enough, you'll have it. It's shipped well. It's
so
all
how many
shipped
people
fresh.
did you feed with that selection of 6 steaks that I saw? Wait, 2 ribeyes, 2 New Yorks, and 2 fillets?
So we have 2 strips at the top, one prime on the left, and then the Wagyu on the right. You can tell which ones are the Wagyu, obviously. And then in the middle, you have the ribeyes, and on the bottom, you have the fillets. And then the over-the-top cut, obviously, was this one here. That was £1.50 pounds.
So can I... has to be.
Yeah, this was £1.50 pounds.
It's like $100 a pound.
This steak that you see on the screen now was $209.
And it was how much? What did it weigh?
£1.50 pounds. It was just shy of $140 a pound.
That was close.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. So I get it.
Crazy.
Like this isn't something that most people aren't going to do. But as you said, you can go in with 5 or 6 buddies. 7 people ate that steak.
Yeah.
It was my family total, and then my 2 parents, so that's 7 total. And if you're now, granted, we had 6 other steaks as well, and we were doing the steak tasting thing, but there was nobody that left that table that said, "I don't have enough. I could eat another steak. Give me 2 more. Let's cook some burgers so I can satiate my appetite." Everybody was like, "Wow, that's it. We're done."
That's it. We're done.
Yes.
Hey, wait, were there other things served with it?
We had Atomic Buffalo Turds a little earlier in the day, but that was it. We had roasted little baby round potatoes, mashed, pushed down, and that was it. I mean, the steak was the star. That was it. It was steak, and that was it. So that's what we did. Can you hold for one moment? And then I want to talk to you about fried burgers, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by. We're talking with Sam, the cooking guy. And if you've always wanted to hear about a fried burger, you should stick around. We'll be talking about fried burgers. Look at that. I got my first Twitch comment from you on drugs. And it says, "Hey, it's Sam the cooking guy." All right. He's got a fan on Twitch. I'm a fan of Yoder Smokers. They design and build products right here in the States, and building pride through craftsmanship and world-class customer support. That's the backbone of how the company was built. This approach translates into what can be a truly bespoke style product that elevates gatherings and friends and family, and they're honored to have trusted place in the backyards of America. From pellet cookers to wood-fired offset pits or charcoal grills, consistent blue ribbon flavor has been synonymous with the Yoder Smokers name. Make no mistake, Yoder Smokers' flavor-driven design is unique to each style of pit, and their team has developed their cookers to perform time and time again while outlasting the competition for generations to come. It's the generational thought that is rooted in their handmade products and define the integrity of the core values. American-made quality and endless flavor are the benchmarks of Yoder Smokers. Visit yodersmokers.com to grab yourself one today. That's yodersmokers.com. All right, we're back with more Sam the Cooking Guy. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Celebrating over 10 years of prolific and unparalleled live fire barbecue and grilling talk. And yes, it's still being done from Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the BBQ Central Show.
This portion of the show being brought to you by Smithfield. 2 places to check out, smithfield.com through the grilling season for tips and tricks and recipes from the likes of Chris Lilly, Darren Worth, Giles Cridland, or if you are a Smithfield committed cook, go to smokinwithsmithfield.com and report your first place finishes with ribs and pork shoulders. That's smithfield.com and smokinwithsmithfield.com. And we are back with Sam, the cooking guy. So here I am watching one of Sam's videos, and he's making a cheeseburger, and then all of a sudden he whips out some like liquid, deep batter, and he's dunking it down, and I was like half paying attention to the background, and I was watching it with Maddie, of course, and she's like, "What's he doing?" And I said, "I don't know what he's going to do." And she's like, "He's going to deep fry that burger. I can see that thing behind his shoulder." I was like, "No way." And then he was like, "We're going to deep fry this burger." So, as with anybody whose job is to come up with recipes and cook and content, I'm always at a disadvantage here because I'm not built that way. I can't go into the grocery store and not have a list.
And see,
I'm not that
just
guy.
See stuff and decide to go with it.
No, it doesn't happen for me. So how does this happen, and how does it come together? From a YouTube content standpoint, I have to think this is a winning thing because it's a burger that everybody loves, and then you're frying it on top of it because people love fried stuff.
So when we shoot, I've just started in the past, 4 months, 3 months, having somebody there to help me clean and do dishes. And, we would shoot and then it would end and the boys, Max and Chance, would put away their gear. They'd go home and I'd be there for another hour and a half cleaning, putting everything away. I finally said, I can have somebody here to do this. And it's really great. Her name is Beth, and she's done stuff with me forever. And I just started using her this way. And it's great because I can be outside and I can be like, Beth, can you bring me this or this? And I don't have to get out from behind the grill and that kind of stuff. And she says to me all the time, I'm happy to shop for you. Tell me what you need and I'll go to the store. And I go, the problem is I like to be in this. I like to grocery shop. I really do. But also, if I decide I'm going to make a certain like macaroni, I tell you to get like elbow mac. I might decide to do some crazy thing with some weird mac or some weird cheese or something at the last minute because I see it. So I knew I was going to do a burger, and I bought all this stuff and I made the burger. And if you watch the episode, the burger is just effing beautiful. It's a beautiful cheeseburger with bacon on it that could have been fine. No, could have been amazing all by itself. But no, then we decided we were going to deep fry it. And we did a deep fry day, like a homage to what goes on at state fairs that last year sometime. And we had like a batter like a thick batter, like a pancake batter. This time I didn't want that. So what you just saw me dip it in was buttermilk and beaten eggs, and that's it. And now I went to panko. And you're looking at this, and you might be thinking, dude, the shit's not sticking properly. Yes. This is going to be a massive fail, as was I thinking as this was going through my hands. I'm like, this is not how I envisioned it. But I'm telling you, the lightness of the panko, the lightness of that buttermilk with the beaten eggs, it was everything and more. And then when this thing eventually comes out of that fryer, not green, Max plays with colors. It was so crispy, but so light and delicate. It was like a burger. You look at it and you see sort of shards of panko glass on that.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I'm not saying this so look, I say this all the time. I do not benefit at all if you make my food. Not at all. In fact, there's a chance you make my food and hate it and then unsubscribe and tell your friends that I'm a douchebag that can't cook. But this version, I'm telling you, it was not so crazy. It was not like a hot dog on a stick batter. But it was light. And what it did, what that light, crispy panko enhanced batter did to that was ridiculous. Seriously, I think I said one of the best first bites of a burger I've ever had. And I'm a first bite guy. I go to a restaurant, somebody goes, oh my God, you got to go to Felipe's. They've got a lasagna that'll make your mind go insane. I go there, I sit down, the lasagna comes. My first bite better be as good as that person just described, or I'm going to be pissed. That first bite was ridiculous.
What's the difference between a Dutch baby and Yorkshire pudding?
Well, a Dutch baby is a pancake.
Is it?
That people can't see my hands, but it's like 8 inches across, like you would make in a cast iron pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yorkshire pudding is a small muffin-sized. Are
you using like the reserve beef fat from a prime rib in a Dutch baby?
Yes, you could. Absolutely. No, I'm not. I'm just using butter and stuff like that.
So that's what the difference
but
is. Then,
but a Yorkshire pudding is a light, airy, empty inside, little sort of muffin of how do I describe
it's like a savory to a degree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not sweet really at all. And it goes, it's like a muffin sized thing with air in the middle that you would serve along with your roast beef and mashed potatoes and gravy and stuff like that. It's very British. It's very also Canadian, not nearly as Canadian as it is British, but you make them in either a proper Yorkshire pudding pans. And pudding is really a misnomer because it's not pudding in the least.
Yeah. That's what tricked me the first time I heard it, because I'm a big bread pudding guy, and I was like, oh, maybe it's some kind of a cousin.
No, you think this is this.
No way.
This is nothing to do with bread pudding. It's nothing to do with pudding. I don't know where the name comes from. Yorkshire pudding, who knows?
Is one of the most...
Where'd that question come from?
Well, I remember seeing Dutch Baby, and then when I was writing down notes, and then I remember seeing Alton Brown do some kind of a Yorkshire pudding, and then they looked vaguely similar, so I figured I would just ask.
Well, the Dutch Baby is not closed. It's like, again, your people can't see me, but
they can.
I'm holding my hands like you were going to put like a volleyball in my hands. No, not the body, not even close.
Okay.
No, just I'm holding my hands together like somebody who's going to drop a volleyball into it.
Yeah.
You understand that move?
I do.
You're in the volleyball family.
Yeah.
Right. Yorkshire pudding is literally like a muffin size, savory, dough-like substance that is really ideal with gravy and roast beef and veggies and mashed potatoes and shit like that.
Is vodka sauce an underrated pasta sauce in your opinion?
I do think it is. I mean, I know. Look, your Maddie wants to fight me to make it, right?
I think it was a competition. I don't know about fighting.
She wants a throwdown.
She's not winning any fights.
I think I said it when we did the episode. I used to make this pasta thing for my kids, and I would put vodka in it, and the vodka goes away, it just sort of enhances in a subtle sort of way. And Kelly would say, they don't need it. Forget the vodka. I go, but she's like, look, don't. So I've been married a long time. I know to say yes, dear.
Right.
So I would make it for the kids, and they were like 10, 8 to 12 or something. And they would go, this is different. Why is it different? And, there's only one thing you can say. Your mother told me to leave out the vodka. She doesn't want you to have it.
And they remembered what it tasted like with the vodka?
Yes.
Oh, does it add a flavor?
It enhances.
It does?
It adds. It does. It's crazy.
All right.
And the alcohol part burns off, really. It's not
course.
like if you had a child, nobody's getting drunk off this. That video you're showing is I'm pouring in some pasta water to help thin it
thinning it out, right?
Make it a little, little creamier. Which, by the way, when you make pasta and there's going to be some kind of sauce, hold back a cup or two of the pasta water, because when you need to thin it, and sometimes you do, you want the pasta water. The water the pasta's cooked in, not just tap water.
Yeah, the starch helps thicken it. And
helps the whole thing. Yeah, it's great.
I always reserve when I'm doing pasta carbonara. I'm always reserving the pasta water for that.
You must.
Yes, always.
My wife doesn't eat pasta.
What?
Nope. We don't have pasta in our house
at all.
I have it when I go out, but I'm not really making it. Just
is she gluten allergic?
No, she's not. She's just a pain when it comes to food. She's my polar food opposite. We've been married 36 years. I really should just get rid of her and find somebody that is fully accepting of all the nonsense food I want to eat. It's time.
Yeah, the nonsense food,
and by the
like
way, I met her
chicken
when
on
I
the
wasn't
bone
famous.
and pasta, crazy nonsense stuff.
I met her when I wasn't famous, like your boy Howard Stern would say.
Yeah,
used to say my boy. I don't say that anymore.
That's right.
And so I could probably get somebody,
Yes.
Else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
What am I going to do? I'm going to go in the other room and I'm going to get in trouble.
What's going on with the Zyliss garlic press on your YouTube channel? What am I missing?
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I've used this Zyliss garlic press for years and loved it.
Ever since I've watched you the first time, you've had a Zyliss garlic press. This is true. So this is now 10, 11 years.
This is the slightly older version that I use. They don't make it anymore. My assistant, Beth, one day said, I need to get one of those. I go, why don't they make them anymore? She goes, I'll get the new one. And I said, no, let me find something for you. I went on eBay and I bought one somebody was selling. And I gave it to her.
And are you looking it up
happier,
model? There's the Zyliss model 785.
You just type in Zyliss garlic press and you'll get the new ones. You'll get the old ones. And so I bought her an old one. This was a couple of years ago.
This is used.
And now
right?
I start talking about,
used?
Yeah. Who gives a shit? It's a garlic press. It's not a condom.
People are weird.
I'm not buying a used condom.
I know. Nobody said that.
It's stainless. Well, I don't know what you're implying. It's stainless.
What I was implying was, is it used? That was it. I wasn't implying anything else.
Yes.
I was just wondering.
Would you not use
NIB?
A used... If I gave you a used garlic press,
yes, I use a used garlic press every time I use one.
Would you accept a used garlic press?
Yes, of course.
So what's the big deal? What are you crying about? Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just let me say that Greg Rempe, in one of those quiet cuddle moments we have, via text, said to me, I'd be very happy to accept one of those Zyliss garlic presses.
He sure did. And again, I think...
Look at him. In private, he's a very different guy.
I think I'm being, again, in the second month in a row, being taken wildly out of context. All I asked was if it was used. Yes.
You implied somehow that it was a used garlic press and it was a problem. You ever bought a used car?
No. You're implying...
You've never bought a used car?
You're implying that I have a problem.
Your money, then.
You're implying
the question implies you have a problem.
All right. Well, obviously I can't.
Even though privately you said you want one.
No. The question is,
you can't get out of this. You can't get out of this.
If I can't fucking talk on my own show, then I can't get out of it. You're right.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the BBQ Central Show, sponsored by Sam, the cooking guy.
Hosted by Sam.
Hosted, whatever, sponsored.
Thank you.
What I'm saying is this. When I said used, you can go on eBay and maybe you're looking for new inbox, but it's used or it's a model number or something along these lines.
They don't make this
I'm not
one
done
anymore.
talking now. I'm not done now.
Jeez.
Now you can wait. What I'm saying...
Get Rusty Monson back, please.
That's what I was saying. I have no problem buying anything used. I bought plenty of used things off of eBay. And by the way, since we're on it, I went back and listened to our conversation last month, and I had no anger against Swenson's, and I had a number of other people listen who agreed that I had no anger against Swenson's, the business doing well.
Oh, what, your daughters and your wife?
No, I happen to have 3 and 4 other friends that live outside of the house. Thank you. Right. Are you questioning if I have 3 friends outside of the house?
No, I'm not questioning you. I'm just saying they were all kissing your ass. So look, I'm in love with this garlic press. And somehow a few months back, I'm like, this is fine. I should do something with this. I talk about it all the time. Let's do something with this garlic press. So I go back to eBay and there's a couple there and I buy them.
Used?
And then a week later, used, yes. Then a week later, there's more. There's more. I've now got like 23 or 24 of them.
Wow.
And so now I've got this collection and I'm saying to Max and Chance, let's find a way. We'll have some fun. We'll give these things away, right? We'll engrave them or something. This face that's on my pop socket, we'll put that on one of the garlic presses and whatever. And so I got an idea. I say, I'm going to reach out to Zyliss.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd like to have some fun with us.
Why not?
I'm not saying sponsor us for a lot of money giving these away. Just come have some fun with us.
Like what? What do you envision?
So we're thinking.
How do you see this partnership going?
So here's what I said. We've got these. I go, Max goes, let's make mystery boxes. I go, oh, I like that idea. So in each mystery box will go a garlic press, maybe a Nakiri knife.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a cookbook, but we'll get stuff, some chosen avocado oil. You'll get a stuff. And then over 23 episodes or whatever we've got, we'll pick a name and we'll go, okay, today I'm opening this box and the guy that wins it is Greg Rempe.
Yeah.
Or as Siri calls you, Greg Remp.
Yeah.
Greg Remp gets this. I go, Greg, here's what you got. And I open it up and I go, you got this, you got this, you got this. Right? And it would be fun to have some other shit that Zyliss makes. They make graters and whatever.
Huh.
Throw a few Zyliss things in. Not asking for a cent.
Yes.
So I find them on Instagram. I reach out. I get a woman that works for DK Brands that's in London. I have to write her twice because she doesn't write back after the first one, like 4 days. And then she goes, oh, sorry, I was busy doing some stupid bullshit here. But what are you thinking? And I explain what I'm thinking. You think I've heard back from her a month ago? Goose egg. Nothing.
No.
So now my assistant, Beth, goes, I'm going to reach out. There's got to be some Americanized version. I go, great. 2 people she reached out to a week ago. Nothing. Max is saying to me today, I'm just pissing and moaning about this. Max says today, well, maybe this is not what they do. I go, what? Sell their shit? Don't want to be acquainted with me? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I swear too much. Maybe they don't like the channel. But it's hard to say no to 3 fucking million people that are watching regularly.
Right.
How is this bad for them? And I'm not asking for cash. I'm asking for a couple $100,000 worth of shit to put in boxes. I just don't get it. It's 2021. Have they not woken up and seen what's going on with social media and marketing? What do they only want to have a little display at Bed Bath & Beyond? I can't believe this. I really can't. And it has nothing to do with me being ignored. It has everything to do with some marketing opportunity being ignored.
Sounds like you're pretty bitter.
I am bitter. I don't get it. Who's running this fucking place? That's what I say. So now I'm going to have to mount a campaign.
Oh, boy.
And have people start flooding their Instagram with, you guys are a bunch of idiots. Why aren't you paying attention?
Sam the cookie guy isn't getting responded to.
No, I don't care. It's not about me. If I was asking for $40,000 for them to be part of this, then you could play that little wah thing.
Yeah.
I'm asking for nothing. Nothing but some stuff. They're idiots.
So are you going to not do it now? Are you not going to do it? Are you going to show them by
we're gonna
just
give this
hoarding?
shit away. I might go find some.
Look, I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to give you a great idea.
It would take me 2 seconds to find some other person to give us stuff for this.
Look, I'm going to give you an idea. Unsolicited free advice. Free advice. You know, you get what you pay for. You take how many do you have now? 20, 30?
23, I think.
All right. 23. Charter a yacht. Go out in the middle of whatever ocean you're Pacific. Put them all in a bag. Throw them the fuck overboard. Say, hey,
terrible idea.
Get out of here.
I love them. I love the 1960s.
You don't love the company.
Zyliss Susie garlic press.
Yes, but you don't love the company. They're turds, right?
Oh, I hate the company.
Right.
Now I hate them.
Yes.
And honestly,
you should
if
throw
this
them out.
Was my company.
You should take them.
There's somebody that
to the place that melts the guns down and toss them in. Melt them down.
I want people to have these, Greg. There's somebody at the top of that company that if he knew this had gone on, he'd be like, "What? How are we ignoring this fun opportunity?"
I don't know.
It's not about me. I want you to understand that.
It's not about you, but I was angry last month.
You were angry last month. This poor fucking Swenson's people. Jeez.
So when can we expect to see some kind of a Zyliss thing going on, or is it already ongoing? Like, can we register or something?
I think what you're saying is, when can I expect my own mystery box?
I'm saying I think you should stop telling me what I'm saying or feeling starting next month, because this is now the second month in a row you have been wildly incorrect. And by the way, you're the pot calling the kettle black. You're crying and bitching and moaning. Nobody's answering me. I'm big shit. Partner with me. You're missing the boat. Get over it.
I'm not saying partner with me.
You are.
I'm not
Give
saying
me stuff.
No.
But I'm not answering for $40,000, but $1,000
from them.
Yes, of course, but nobody's replying back. So
they can't afford $1,000. And by the way, $1,000 in retail would be like what? $300 for that.
I'm just saying, you seem a little disgruntled.
No, I'm not a little disgruntled. I'm a lot disgruntled.
Okay.
The difference here, my friend, is that you refuse to admit that you were pissed at the Swenson's people.
I wasn't. I was mad at the fans. I'm mad at the fans.
You were mad at
them. No.
Stop
Absolutely
it.
not.
Of course you were mad at
Outrageous.
Swenson's. You don't like the burgers. You don't like their food that much that they deserve.
It's average.
That lineup.
Right.
There you go.
But it's the fans that are the problem.
Them.
I'm not.
No. People are going to like what they like.
How dare you? No, people are not going to like what they like. That's
Wait, I want to know, do your other monthly guests speak like this with you?
What do you mean?
Does anybody else take you to task, or is it just me?
Oh, well, Stephen Reichland has taken me to task a number of times. He told me that there was a 10th circle of hell waiting for me because on occasion I'll eat a boiled hot dog. He said, well, there's a 10th circle of hell for people like you.
Well, he's just fucking plain wrong.
Well, I'm just telling you, if other people take me to task monthly, yes. Stephen Reichland taking me to task a number of times. He's levied warnings in my general direction that he might have to come over here and help me broaden my food palate because I haven't had salmon caviar. I have now, but before that, some other things. So yes, people are happy to take me. Meathead has taken me to task on various things.
For what? What'd you do to Meathead?
Well, our most notable conversations were our initial arguments ever about barbecue and grilling. I was staunch that they were two independent cooking methods, and he was arguing that barbecue was everything and grilling falled under the barbecue purview, but they were, more or less in the same family. And I was staunch that it was grilling was this X, Y, and Z, and barbecue was this A, B, and C. So that's where our love affair started. 14 years ago or however long it's been. So
I had a guy in an email recently say something. Really don't remember the whole topic thing, but he said something about barbecuing or grilling, as you call it. They're interchangeable to me. Are they to you?
I 12 or 13 years ago, I would be less likely to let it just roll off my back. But I do think
what's barbecue?
To me, barbecue lives somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 275 degrees. And it's indirect heat, and there's wood smoke, whether it's through pellet or wood chunk, or if you're burning logs. And that's barbecue to me.
Gas is not barbecue.
Yeah, gas is fine because you can put
You can have a gas
wood,
barbecue.
Yeah,
right?
wood chunk, electric. You can do. It's
But
temperature.
forget the wood.
It's temperature.
Can you just have a straight gas barbecue?
Well, you need some ability to generate wood smoke for me in order for it to be barbecue. So if your propane cooker isn't able to accommodate wood chunks or wood chips to produce some kind of smoke, then I would personally have an issue with that. Because then it's your oven, right? I mean, it's no different. You can just set your oven to 200 degrees and away you go. But so as long as there's wood smoke. Now, if you started getting into the higher temperatures, like, 350 plus, to me, barbecue is done over hours. Grilling sessions are done over the course of 30 minutes or less, maybe 45 minutes. And it's, thinner stuff, steaks, dogs, chops of various kinds.
I guess I use them too interchangeably.
But it's fine. Like I don't. So that's why
Meathead was what? Meathead was arguing then that there's a.
That's fine, no problem. But his overbearing barbecue is barbecue is the overriding umbrella, and everything else falls underneath. So if you say you're grilling or you're barbecuing, fine, doesn't matter. Interchangeable terms.
Doesn't matter.
Everything is fine. It's all barbecue. Well, now there was a grand point that I was building to. What was that?
Make the point.
Well, now I don't think I remember.
That's not my fault. What did I do?
You just had me try and clarify something. And then, what was it? It was indirect heat and grilling. Whatever. I don't remember. So
I've lost a flip-flop under my desk and I can't
You getting ready to run?
No.
All right, well,
just
relax.
Ready to. I want both my feet seated properly in my slides, and I can't find a slide.
Sam, you want to play a game before we end it this evening?
Yes, please.
All right.
Here
we go.
I hope I'm good at this game.
This is Can you hear the background music or no? Vaguely?
Faintly, yes.
Faintly? I don't think that's good.
Just came up in my earbuds.
Hold on. Where am I at?
Hold on. Can I let my dog out?
Go ahead. I gotta line up my. I gotta line up my music.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
This used to be much louder. Let's go here. There we go. There. Stop that. Question. I'm gonna have to go up a little bit.
The dogs are getting used to the house too.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just adjusting my music beds for the game show.
I like it.
All right. I hate to have you hear my production. We're going right in. All right, so let's go ahead and play this game. Contestant, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get going.
Hey, I'm Sam, the cooking guy. I'm from San Diego, California. I like long walks on the beach. Very rare Wagyu beef, grilled simply with only kosher salt and pepper, and my 2 dogs and my wife.
All right, there's Sam, the cooking guy, everybody. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to say 3 names to you. You tell me if they resonate with you in any way. Ready? The first name.
God.
Ali.
Wait, do I hear all 3 first?
No, one. We'll go
hear
name
all
by
3
name.
Just resonate.
Name by name.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
First one. Ali Gates.
Nope.
Is that your final answer?
Absolutely. Lock me in on no.
You do not know who he is. All right. Now, next question. Do you know the name, or does it resonate with you? Rodney Scott.
Resonates, but I don't know why. Is that a proper answer?
Do you know the name Rodney Scott?
I know the name.
You do? Why do you know the name?
I don't know. I told you.
All right. So you don't know.
It resonates, but I don't know. But I don't know why.
Next name. I know you're gonna know this. I'm trying to prove a point. The last name. Do you know the name Meathead?
Of course I do.
Why?
So okay. Why? He's a guest of the show. I mean, I follow his website. I see all this stuff. Of course.
Finally.
So I'm going to guess. Wait a sec. Hold on. Now, Rodney Scott. Can I go back?
Sure.
Or is that too late?
Go ahead.
He's a barbecue thing, something.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's a guy. It could be a restaurant that was named after a guy. So it's as close as I can get. The first one, I have no clue what that was.
Those are your 2021.
Wow. I got it.
Whoa,
I got it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I got it.
What?
Hall of Fame.
Is that your final answer?
To the Hall of Fame.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer. Yes.
You're right.
Oh, Meathead. Can I just say, we just stop the music and just let me talk to your audience for a second?
Okay.
I'm going to look right into my my laptop camera. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a travesty that Greg Rempe is not part of the BBQ Hall of Fame. As I think about what Greg does on a weekly basis and has for years, and I think about what makes stop it. So as I think about what makes somebody eligible for the BBQ Hall of Fame, it should be somebody who is bringing the barbecue world to the forefront of many lives, pushing the idea that barbecue, grilling, smoking, cooking outdoors is a way of life, is a way to be. The idea that you, Greg, are not part of that. Have you ever been, has your name ever been bandied about for this?
It's nominated every year.
Is it?
Of course.
Fucking hell. Okay, we're making a difference next year.
Off air, I'll bore you with the details of how the whole process works.
No, next year, we're changing this.
But every
it's
year,
my mission.
Multiple times.
My mission next year.
Yes.
And how do they do it? Is it who casts the final deciding votes? Do they go by what the public votes on?
There's a window of nomination.
Go ahead.
That window closes. The names are collected, all of the names. For instance, this year, I believe there was a total of almost 70 unique names that were nominated.
Yeah.
There were, in total, 170 plus nominations, but obviously many had more than one nomination, counting towards that 170 or whatever it is. But 65 unique names. And then those names are brought to a names committee. And one day during the year, they all convene and they unilaterally pare down those 65 names to a list of 9. That list of 9 names is then sent out to the living members of the BBQ Hall of Fame, and they are told to vote for their top 3. And then the top 3 vote getters of that list of 9 make up the BBQ Hall of Fame class that year. And that's what happens.
How many living members of the BBQ Hall of Fame are there?
30.
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, it's fucked up. It's kind of newish.
30 have so much power. It's kind of what?
It hasn't been around for like 100 years.
Still.
It's like 7 years.
They're letting 30 people? Come on. The Academy Awards, which you could argue are infinitely more important in stature to the BBQ Hall of Fame, are voted on by many more people. Why 30 people get to be the gatekeepers?
You want to play another game?
You could piss off. You could. Sure.
Here we go. You tell me yes or no.
Go ahead.
Bobby Flay is in the BBQ Hall of Fame. Yes or no?
No.
Final answer?
No way. Final answer.
Bobby Flay is not in the BBQ Hall of Fame. You are correct. It's too loud. You can be louder. I'm doing production while we're doing it. Next question. Michael Simon is in the BBQ Hall of Fame. Yes or no?
No.
Final answer?
Final answer. No question in my mind.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Lock him in. Michael Simon is not in the barbecue. You're pretty good.
You know, when somebody goes, "Are you sure?" You always know that you're sure.
Next question.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Guy Fieri. Sorry.
Unfortunately, fucking yes.
Guy Fieri.
Final answer.
Yes?
Yes.
Guy Fieri is in the Barbecue Hall of Fame.
Look, you tell me. No, now I hate this fucking Barbecue Hall of Fame voting block more than ever. That somehow Guy Fieri has done more for the barbecuing world than you have.
Evidently.
That's just patently not true.
Evidently. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Why? For what?
I don't know, but I can tell you he's in.
Because he stood over a grill in the back of a Greek diner in Pittsburgh when the guy made the souvlaki.
Do you want to play a game?
With charcoal?
Let's play a game.
Yes. Okay, good.
Answer
and
is...
by the way, I don't hate Guy Fieri.
Oh,
I hate that he's in the Barbecue Hall of Fame.
Preaching to
like
the choir.
If I was in the Barbecue Hall of Fame, I would hate me.
Preaching to the choir. Love Guy. I love Guy on every other level. The answer is yes or no.
Go ahead.
When I told Michael Simon in my interview with him face to face that Guy Fieri was in the Hall of Fame, he laughed in my face. True or false?
Of course he did, because it's ridiculous.
Final answer?
He had to. Final answer.
Michael Simon did laugh in my face. You are correct.
How long did it?
Like 5 seconds in that hysterical
and
Michael
they're all
Simon.
part of they're basically all part of the same company.
Yeah, Food Network, right?
I mean, I don't know if Michael Simon's still part of that.
He is. Yes, they're doing a whole new Flay versus Simon barbecue show, like the second round, coming out in weeks, maybe less than that.
That would be great. I'd love to see some more of that.
Do you want to play a game?
Yes, of course I do.
Let's play a game.
I love this.
When I told Michael Simon that Guy Fieri was in the Barbecue Hall of Fame,
I like the way you say it too.
Did he, after he got done laughing, say for what? Yes or no?
Yes.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. He did indeed say for what?
Yeah. What did you say?
What can I say?
Wait, sorry.
I know why.
Do you want to play a game?
I do.
What did you say?
Yeah. So
Michael Simon said for what?
I said because he hosted that. There's a very convoluted portion of the Barbecue Hall of Fame.
Out.
But it's not as simple as it seems, because there's a convoluted part of the Barbecue Hall of Fame. So when it was brought offline, or when it was taken from its online original existence and brought to the American Royal to take it over that first year, they needed a pub grab, and it was worked that Guy Fieri would be inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. He was going to be the big name. A lot of people were going to show up. He was also going to do the inductions the following year. And that's why he's in the Barbecue Hall of Fame, which, to me, I've said it time and time again, pulls the very integrity of the Barbecue Hall of Fame. But what can I tell?
Did he do the thing the next year?
He did, yes. He did. But my argument...
Did the Barbecue Hall of Fame release the names early the year that he did it? So that they stole his Fieri Thunder. Did that happen?
No, they did not.
Oh.
They did not.
Can we lay the blame on one person at the Barbecue Hall of Fame for releasing the names early?
I haven't gotten to that yet. I ran out of time this week, but I'm going to have a whole thing next week. I have it all ready to go.
I told you this. Just let me tell your listeners. So about 9 years ago at the Emmy Awards here, we were up for a couple Emmy Awards for the TV show. And the Emmy organization, in their
infinite wisdom,
somebody pulled a BBQ Hall of Fame move early. And the awards ceremony was like from 7 to like 10 p.m. Somewhere around 9 o'clock, they released to everyone the winners of the Emmys that night. And as I sat at my table, all dressed up, and we're eating and we're drinking, and they're doing the announcements, and next is this, somebody goes, "Oh my God." I go, "What?" They go, "Look at your phone. They've just released all the names of the winners." And I went, "No, why would they do that? There's still another hour or so to go." And I look at my phone, I go, "Holy shit, they're all right here." And then I looked up. I started looking around the room. People were leaving. People whose categories had not been announced yet realized they hadn't won, and
they're out.
Fucking out. They're out. We're out.
Wow.
My category, by the way, had not been announced yet. I just found out that I had not won it.
Oh.
And I chose to stay because I thought it was douchey to leave.
But people want to win.
Left.
Yeah, because people want to win.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's only a secret if you don't tell anyone. The second you tell one other person, shit changes.
Yes. Yes. Minutes before other things happen, things change, and they can happen
How crazy would it
at a
be
very rapid rate.
If the person that announced the BBQ Hall of Fame winners preemptively was the same person from the Emmys 8 years ago? Possible.
Oh, that would be great. That would be so great. Is it? Do you know? Is that? Are you implying something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Imagine if
that could make it an even better segment next week in the open.
No, that would be great if that was possible. that was the same person. I don't know how to find that out though. Yeah.
All right. Look, here's what we know. Sam, the cooking guy, is releasing new cooking videos 3 times a week. Still, Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, and they're all stuff that you can cook. Easy stuff. Nobody's getting stuffy or being too avant-garde. Now, hey, maybe a fried burger is too avant-garde for you.
It is not.
But we're not talking about Michelin stars.
If it ends up with you going, "This is fucking delicious," it's not that avant-garde.
Right. And if it's something that you can typically do, in 20, 30 minutes, mostly?
No problem.
Right. Get your stuff on the way home, grab your ingredients, dinner's on the table. 45 minutes later, and you're eating. There you go.
Fantastic.
So make sure you subscribe. Almost 3 million of you have. I gotta have to imagine we're going to be at 3 million in August.
I predict. I think we'll be there in July.
July. Hopefully July 10th for my birthday. You can send me a gift,
please.
a used Zyliss garlic.
Our last 28-day period on YouTube, we added 122,000 new subscribers.
Yeah, you're 2.87 million right now as of earlier this afternoon.
Which is nuts to me.
Crazy.
It's nuts. It's all nuts.
Yeah.
I don't get any of it. It's nuts. I'm happy, but it's great.
Yes.
It's still nuts.
If you have any questions for Sam, send them to me because this is the only place you're going to be able to have access to him. I will ask them.
Hey, I got a game for you to play one day.
You do?
No, not now.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was ready.
Here's the game.
Yeah.
3 voices, 3 faces.
All right.
Try to match them.
Ooh, I like
because if one of those had been Rusty, his voice and his face was one of the 3, I would not have put there he is. I would not have put that face with the voice. I'm telling you, I think it's a fun game.
All right, let's do that. 3 voices, 3 faces.
Do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, subscribe to Sam. Visit his website, thecookingguy.com, for recipes and inspiration and shopping lists.
YouTube channel.
Stuff.
Thank you.
What are the other
places? If you're a subscriber, you'll be in the running for the world's best unnamed garlic press.
Yeah.
Used, if you're okay with that.
Fine.
And engraved.
All right. Engraved.
Unnamed. In fact, I'm so pissed at those assholes. I might take a what are those things? Like what a dentist uses on your teeth, and scratch out the name on each one.
Well, you can do that if you have an engraver. You can just dotted over the Zyliss brand if you want.
We don't say the name right now.
Take a one of those oxyacetylene torches and just burn the name off. Why not? But add a little patina to it. Pretty neat.
Love the thinking.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love the thinking.
Bearded dudes will be into playing with garlic presses at that point because it's got that nice patina.
It's a good garlic. It's not a good garlic press. It's a great garlic press that they changed and they effed up.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as good, but
Stupid
whatever.
people. Whatever.
It is what it is. Stupid.
Hey, in the meantime, you can find Sam right here in the second hour, the first Tuesday of every month. Believe it or not, it's June. So we will see you in July, where hopefully you will have either just broached or will be on the precipice of going into 3 million YouTube subscribers. Easily the most popular person that I know on YouTube. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
easily.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Not even kidding.
That you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take
easily.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm down with that.
Always appreciate the time, Sam. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
There he is. Sam, the cooking guy, right there. All right, well. We're 26 minutes past as I'm just looking at the clock. So we'll do 2 pieces of business and we'll wrap the show up and away you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in. Let me talk to you quickly about Big Poppa Smokers, the one-stop online shop for all things barbecue, a curated selection of only the best outdoor cooking and grilling supplies. We'll get you on the path to better barbecue results in no time. Everything at BigPoppaSmokers.com has been Pitmaster approved by Sterling Big Poppa Ball himself. From award-winning rubs and sauces to American-made grills and smokers, Big Poppa Smokers has everything you need to be a better outdoor cook. They also have the rubs and the seasonings. Yes, 13 perfectly balanced flavors. They also have a sauce, Granny's barbecue sauce. They're also selling grills. You're looking for a versatile smoker that's easy to use? Check out that Mac 2-Star General pellet cooker. Big Poppa Smokers, the exclusive Mac dealer, even offering special packages. Not a fan of pellet smokers? Take a look at the Old Hickory Ace BP. It's the only charcoal smoker that Big Poppa trusts on his competition trail. And if you're a backyard barbecue enthusiast, you have to check out all the other stuff. The drum cookers, the other pellet cooker, whatever. BigPoppaSmokers.com. If you have any questions, call them 877-828-0727. Or shop their website at BigPoppaSmokers.com. That's BIGPOPPA Smokers.com. And we congratulate Sterling Ball on a reserve grand championship finish this past weekend. So in the last 3 contests, 1 to reserve the 3rd. He's on quite a streak. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Whole packers, full racks, legs and thighs, injecting butts. If you've never heard this before, you might think you found the best XXX show ever. Let's get back to the most homoerotic host out there today, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. This portion of the show being brought to you by Vortic Watches, a vintage restoration company located in northern Colorado, taking antique American pocket watches and turning them into wrist watches. Their mission: preserve and enhance the legacy of American manufacturing excellence. That's right. In order to do that, they combine traditional cutting-edge technology to create unique quality functional timepieces with exceptional value. Here's the coolest part. Each watch that Vortic makes is unique. One-of-a-kind piece. Vortic, founded on the motto that America wasn't assembled, it was built. Check out VorticWatches.com. I don't know if you saw the watch 2 days ago. Holy moly. One of the cleanest dials I have seen, and I like... A lot of the Vortic dials have some patina or some marking on them because they're like 100 years old. This one was super clean. I love the numerals that were used on the dial. It was awesome. So make sure you're heading on over there to check out what they have for sale. And it goes very quickly. VorticWatches.com, link on the main website. And let's go ahead and wrap up. All the way back in the first hour was Malcolm Reed. We were recapping Memphis in May. We also talked about the A5 steak experience that we've had. We also had Adrian Miller on in a abridged interview. We will line him back up hopefully next week to get through the rest of it. Black Smoke is his book. You can find it where all books are being retailed, Amazon.com and a number of other places as well. You can get an autographed book at SoulFoodScholar.com. Second hour, Sam the Cooking Guy. We also talked with Rusty Monson, who was voted off of the show to your voting. If you didn't like that, then you should have voted for Rusty more. So John Solberg and Jeff Rice and myself make it into the semifinals. That will be taking place at the end of the month. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And then it was Sam the Cooking Guy talking about deep fried burgers. We talked about Dutch babies and Yorkshire pudding. We talked about a No Names Please garlic press amongst a bunch of other items. So if you missed the live, you're just coming in now, don't worry, it's all being recorded. First hour tomorrow, second hour on Thursday, a best of on Friday, as it lays out each and every week. Big show planned for you next week. New BBQ Hall of Fame'er Meathead from AmazingRibs.com is in. Either Noah or Amber Glanville from Pit Barrel Cooker is in. And hopefully we will reline up Adrian Miller as well to finish our interview that we were cut short on this evening. September 11th, 2001. I will never forget until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
BBQ Central.